instead of going to break, it's easy, you look at numbers anytime like this, and one number that has jumped sideways at you is the impact that the corona or COVID has had on the stock market. It's dropped probably a third over the last 3 weeks, and on the way up a little bit today. I think it finished at 22,500, I believe was the number. Talking with Rob Davis with Aramis Financial. Rob, first off, I guess y'all's phone's been quite busy the last couple of weeks.
We have been, but you know, our philosophy is a little different than a lot of investment advisors. So the calls we're getting are you know, thank you for not having us drop as much as the general market has done. You know, but it's still it's a stressful time. It's on a lot of people's minds. It's a lot of people's retirement accounts are affected. It's a big issue today.
It's an issue, but isn't it also an opportunity?
It is an opportunity, man. Absolutely. And you know, we'll talk about that later, but absolutely.
Having taught economics at the high school level, I came up with a theory of mine. It was money equals, retirement equals money times time divided by patience.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. I mean, the best investments are the ones that you can invest in and leave them alone and not look at them. You know?
How hard is it in this time of day to remain patient?
Well, it's hard. I'm not gonna. I can't deny that. But if you were to you know, buy a basket of stocks and hold them or investments for that matter, and hold them for 20, 30 years and never look at them, you're going to outperform most investments. The trouble with that is that most people don't follow that. Most people buy high and sell low. That's the average investor, not the Warren Buffetts of the world, not the institutional investors. You know,
They do it the other way.
Yeah, they're looking to buy low, sell high.
I want to look at 3 groups.
Okay.
I want to look at 3 groups of individuals. First group is the guy who is just graduated from school, getting into it, and he sees, okay, I've got this set up, and I'm going to retire in 40 odd years, and all of a sudden my market goes, pew!
Right.
The second guy is the 50, 52-year-old guy who's sort of maybe in that mid-level, halfway between starting and finishing.
Yeah.
And then the third guy is a guy who, with the right opportunity, will go to the HR office and say, here's my papers.
Yeah.
How different is this for those 3 people? Yeah, how similar is it?
Well, they're a lot similar in a couple of ways, but that's a great question. It's on everybody's mind. Before I answer it, and I'm going to get to that, but I'd like to tell you a little bit about what Aramis, how we view investments and the tenets of our investments. Our philosophy, if you will. We like to have 3 basic tenets. We want to be, number 1, predictable. Number 2, we want to be able to produce income. And number 3, we want to be tax aware all the time. So what I mean by predictable is low volatility. Like if you look at the markets today, they're going up and down. It's crazy.
Look like a needle on a Richter scale machine.
It's not predictable in any way, shape, or form. You know, when we talk about producing income, you know, and back to the predictability, the low, our investments are low volatility. We're not we're not swinging for the fences. You know, we want base hits, so that's low volatility. The income production is, we want to grow the account through the income that the investments are producing. And if you need that income, we just divert it to you, right? Tax awareness, if we're staying on top of the tax code and we're looking at everything the IRS is putting out each year, we could save you 2% on your taxes, then that's 2% you don't have to risk in the market.
Right.
We've got some tax nerds that can dig through your situation and find those savings. We can. But as far as those age groups, all of them want predictability. And what we're seeing today is not predictable. It's not sustainable. So if you look at a 25-year-old, for example, they never know when they might turn into a 65-year-old with a car wreck and be in a wheelchair and need their investments to turn on income.
Right.
The 50-year-old never knows when he might lose his job or she might lose her job and need those investments to turn on income until they can get another job. You know, and then as far as the 65-year-old, the 65-year-old, they're already staring at retirement.
Mhm.
They know that, you know, they're facing 20+ years of not getting a paycheck. So they need their investments to provide income. That's what we like to do. But to answer your question, you know, we don't believe anybody should sell right now. Because that's the biggest mistake the average investor makes. Now, it's hard to look at it, but if you've got a 2, 3, 5-year timeline, the market will come back. You know, when we get through this coronavirus, the market will recover. Now, in 2008, it took 5 years for the market to get back to where you were before. So if you're somebody that's looking at retirement now, it might mean that you have to delay your retirement.
Go a couple of years extra.
Mhm.
The other thing that a lot of people have, Robert, 401ks, and a lot of those are directly tagged to the stock market.
Yep.
Would the same thing apply there?
Yes, this is where you mentioned earlier, there's opportunity, and in today's market, if you've got that time horizon, then you have the opportunity to buy your assets, investment assets at lower and lower prices, and through a concept that it's called dollar cost averaging. It's a fancy financial term that really all it means is if you're in a 401k and you're participating, you're taking a certain percentage of your salary each month and putting into the plan. And now, so in month one, you might be able to buy 15 shares of something, right? The next month, prices have dropped. You can buy 30 shares of the same thing.
Mhm.
So as the market continues down, you're just buying more and more and more. The market will eventually hit the bottom, and then begin its march back up. That means you just have more of a pile of assets to work for you on the way up.
And then normally when things start going up, it'll get to the point where they can't sell it, then they divide.
Yeah.
And you will wind up with even more.
That's right, yeah, and then the other thing about 401ks is most of them have, or a lot of them have a matching component, right?
Right.
So if your employer is matching a certain percentage of your contributions, you're getting 100% return every month on the way down. That's even more assets for you. And you know, the great thing about working for Aramis Advisors is we actually design and place 401ks with small businesses here, you know, all over the country, but we really like to work with folks right here in Hartwell. It's a great way for the business owner to be tax aware because it helps you on your taxes and also helps you attract and retain employees. Yeah, it's the one thing the government's given us to allow employees to participate in a retirement plan and not have to rely on Social Security.
Sounds like to me, Robbie, it is a great opportunity to really sit down with someone, look at what you have in place and make changes or adjustments.
Well, right now, I don't believe, like going back to that 401k example, don't change anything in your 401k. Don't mess with the allocations. Keep it doing just like participate into this market. But yeah, as far as if someone is wanting to reassess their situation, we'd love to talk with them about it and assess their risk. But again, we don't think they should sell.
Yeah. Again, it goes back to that theory about the divisor of patience.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
If someone's got a question that they want to ask, how do they get in touch with you guys?
We're on the second floor teaching. Our phone number is 706-856-3131. We'd love to talk with you. Now, we also know that in this era of coronavirus, people don't want to meet. People are scared to get out, but we have the ability to video conference and assess someone's positions, their holdings, their investments, and potentially bring them on as a client if they'd like to.
Right. Robert, I appreciate you taking time out of your hectic schedule.
Yeah, well, look, it's great. I know this is important. It's on a lot of people's minds, and it's important to remember not to panic. Although it's hard to see.
It's hard not to panic when you see it go down 2,000, 3,000 points a day.
Yeah. Well, this is business. This is really business as usual for Aramis. Like I said, we're not swinging for the fences. We want base hits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we get criticized sometimes in markets that are going up, and we just have the slow and steady approach. But that's us. You know,
I guess the thing that people need to realize if they look at one of these stock market graphs, as long as the flow of the curve is going up, it's not time to panic.
Right. Well, if you look at like the S&P 500 over a long period of time, it's going up.
Yeah.
But you carve out a little 5-year window and you see some volatility. Yeah. We're in that right now.
Okay. All right. I think we've got my next call, and that would be Christine Bloomberg with the chamber. Can you hold for just a second?
Sure.
Well, let's see if they get that straightened out inside. Now, I tell you what, Wes, let's take the final break and, bring Christine after the break. Take a short one.
Awesome.
Thank you, my friend.
Is that your hand?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. It's